lecture. Myself Revge ma'am from Physics Department. So from this session we are going to start chapter number 11, Electric Current Through Conductors, which is from paper 2. Now in this chapter maximum points are reduced from the syllabus, that is from 11.1 to 11.9. These all points are reduced. So today we are going to start the next point, that is variation of resistance with temperature. So we will study the relation between resistance and temperature. First of all, we will see the definition of resistance. So resistance means it is the measure of the opposition to current flow in an electrical circuit. Okay, resistance means it is the measure of the opposition to current flow. Now electric current means it is the rate of flow of electric charge. Okay, as we have already studied that electric current means it is the rate of flow of electric charge, and resistance means it is the measure of the opposition to current flow in an electrical circuit. So in short we can say that resistance means which opposes the flow of electric current. Okay, resistance means which opposes the flow of electric current, and its unit is ohm. Okay, the unit of resistance is ohm and it is denoted by this symbol. Now we will study the relation between resistance and temperature. So what is the effect of temperature on resistance? Now consider this figure. So this is the conductor. As we increase the temperature of the conductor, then the atoms vibrates faster. Okay, as we increase the temperature of the conductor, then the atoms in the conductors vibrates faster along with maximum amplitude. Okay, when we increase the temperature of this conductor, then these atoms vibrates faster along with maximum amplitude. Now what do you mean by amplitude? It is the maximum displacement of the atom from its mean position. Okay, so this is the amplitude of the atom in that given conductor. So as temperature of the conductor increases, these atoms vibrates faster along with this maximum amplitude, and as temperature of the conductor decreases, then these atoms vibrate slowly along with this minimum amplitude. In first figure, the temperature of the conductor decreases, so these atoms vibrate slowly along with this minimum amplitude, and in second figure the temperature is high, so these atoms vibrates faster along with this maximum amplitude. Okay, so we can say that if the temperature of the conductor increases, then resistance of the conductor also increases. Okay, if the temperature of the conductor increases, then resistance of the conductor also increases, and if temperature of the conductor decreases, then resistance of the conductor also decreases. So we can conclude that the resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to temperature of the conductor, because as temperature of the conductor increases, resistance also increases, and if temperature of the conductor decreases, then resistance also decreases. That means there is a direct proportion between temperature and resistance, that is resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to temperature of the conductor, that is R is directly proportional to T. And the relation between temperature and resistance is always linear, because now this is the graphical representation of resistance or relation between resistance and temperature. So on x-axis this is the temperature of the conductor, and y-axis resistance of the conductor. Now if temperature increases, resistance also increases. So here we get the linear relation between resistance and temperature. Okay, so the relation between temperature and resistance is always linear. Okay, so this is about variation of resistance with temperature. Now the next point is temperature coefficient of resistance. So consider RO is resistance at 0 degree Celsius and RT is resistance at T degree Celsius. Then change in resistance delta R. This is the symbol of delta, that is change in resistance. It is represented by this symbol, that is delta R. and formula is delta R is equal to RT minus RO, that is final resistance minus initial resistance. So this change in resistance delta R is directly proportional to first factor, original resistance, that is RO. If original resistance increases, change in resistance also increases. For example, if initial resistance is 10 ohm, okay, if initial resistance is 10 ohm and if we increase up to 20 ohm, then delta R, that is change in resistance, is equal to 10 ohm, okay. And in second example, if original resistance is 50 ohm and if we increase up to 100 ohm, then change in resistance delta R is equal to 50 ohm. That means if original resistance increases, change in resistance also increases. If original resistance decreases, change in resistance also decreases. That means delta R is directly proportional to RO, that is original resistance. This is your equation number 1. And second factor is change in temperature, that is delta T. As we know that R is directly proportional to T, similarly delta R is also proportional to delta T. If delta R increases, delta T also increases. That means if change in temperature increases, change in resistance also increases, and vice versa. If the change in temperature decreases, change in resistance also decreases. So this is your equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2 we can write delta R is equal to RO into delta T. Okay, as LHS are equal, so we can write delta R is directly proportional to RO into delta T, and this is your equation number 3. Now this is the proportionality sign, so we get delta R is equal to alpha RO into delta T. Okay, this is the proportionality constant alpha. So delta R is equal to alpha RO into delta T. And from this equation, the value of alpha is equal to delta R upon RO into delta T. Okay, alpha is equal to delta R upon RO into delta T, where this alpha is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, this alpha is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance. So the formula of alpha is delta R upon R0 into delta T. Now delta R means change in resistance, that is final minus initial. So we can write RT minus RO divided by RO into delta T. Delta T means change in temperature, that is final temperature minus initial. So T minus T0. So the formula for alpha is also RT minus RO divided by RO into T minus T0. Okay, and this alpha, it is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance, and SI unit of alpha is, now formula is delta R upon R0 into delta T. Okay, so SI unit is, now change in resistance. So resistance measured in ohm. So here ohm divided by RO, it is also original resistance. So here also ohm into delta T, that is change in temperature. So temperature measured in degree Celsius or degree Kelvin. So here we consider degree Kelvin. So now this ohm get cancelled, and finally we get the SI unit of alpha is 1 divided by K, that is K inverse. Okay, so this is the SI unit of alpha, and alpha is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance. So this temperature coefficient of resistance alpha is defined as the fractional change in resistance per unit original resistance and rise in temperature. Okay, so this alpha, it is defined as the fractional change in resistance, that is delta R per unit original resistance, that is RO into rise in temperature delta T. Now from equation number 4, what is your equation number 4? That is delta R is equal to alpha into R0 delta T. Okay, delta is equal to alpha R0 delta T. Now this delta R, it is nothing but the change in resistance. So we can write resistance at final temperature, that is RT, minus resistance at initial temperature, that is R0. So RT minus RO or R0 is equal to alpha into RO into delta T. Okay, so we can write, now shift this R0 to RHS, we get RT is equal to, now here this is the minus R0, when we shift this R0 to RHS we get plus R0, so RT is equal to R0 plus alpha into R0 delta T. Okay, when we shift this R0 to right hand side it becomes plus, and we get RT is equal to R0 plus alpha into R0 delta T. Hence RT is equal to, now this R0 is common in both the terms, so take outside, we get R0 into 1 plus alpha into delta T. Okay, so RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha into delta T. Now this delta T, it is nothing but a change in temperature, so we can write RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha. Now change in temperature means final temperature minus initial temperature, that is T minus T0. So resistance at final temperature RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha T minus T0. So this is the temperature coefficient of resistance alpha, and this is the resistance at final temperature T. Now we will find the temperature coefficient in terms of resistivity. Okay, so what do you mean by resistivity of the material? The resistivity of the material is denoted by the letter rho, and it is defined as the resistance per unit length. Okay, it is defined as the resistance per unit length. So from above equation we can write the resistivity of the material is directly proportional to resistance of the material. Okay, so this rho is directly proportional to R. So from this equation we can write the temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay, now this is the temperature coefficient in terms of resistivity. So we can write alpha is equal to delta rho divided by rho 0 into delta T. Okay, now this is the temperature coefficient in terms of resistance, and this is the temperature coefficient in terms of resistivity. So alpha is equal to delta rho divided by rho 0 into delta T. Now this delta rho, it is nothing but a change in resistivity. So we can write resistivity at final temperature T minus resistivity at original temperature rho 0 divided by rho 0 into delta T. Okay, and similarly we can write the resistivity at final temperature T is equal to rho 0 into 1 plus alpha into T minus T0. Okay, so this is the resistance at final temperature T. Rho T is equal to rho 0 into 1 plus alpha T minus T0. So in this way we have studied the variation of resistance with temperature, then temperature coefficient in terms of resistance, then temperature coefficient in terms of resistivity, and these two formulas.